Welcome back to Chem Sleeping Lab, Episode 9. We have talked about fire, toxicity, ventilation, acid and bases, solvents, oxidizers, and compressed gases. Tonight, we will talk about how chemicals get along with each other or do not get along. This is called chemical compatibility and incompatibility. In episode 1, we said a chemical is any matter with a fixed composition. But when two different chemicals meet, they may not stay as they were. They may react and make new chemicals and often release energy as heat or gas or light. Compatibility means two chemicals can be stored or mixed together without a hazardous reaction. Incompatibility means they will react in a hazardous way. They may release a lot of heat, make a flammable or toxic gas, catch fire, or even explode, even without an obvious ignition source. A chemical may be quite safe alone in its own bottle, but when it meets an incompatible chemical, it can become dangerous. Not because either one is evil, but because the combination releases energy. Let us talk about a few common pairs. Pair 1, acids and bases. We talked about this in episode 6, when a concentrated acid meets a concentrated base, they neutralize, but they release a lot of heat. The mixture can boil and splash hot corrosive liquid. So we never mix concentrated acid waste and base waste directly in the same small bottle to save space. We always keep them separate. Pair 2, acids and metals. Many acids, especially hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid, can react with active metals like iron, zinc, aluminum to make hydrogen gas. Pair 3, bleach and other cleaners. Household bleach is sodium hypochlorite solution, a base and an oxidizer. It should never be mixed with ammonia containing cleaners or with acids like vinegar or toilet cleaners. We mention this not to scare, but so you never do it at home or in the lab. One cleaner at a time. Rinse well before using another. Pair 4, oxidizers and flammables. We talked about this in episode 8. Oxidizers like peroxides, nitrates, chlorates, and concentrated nitric acid should never touch organic solvents like oil, paper, wood dust. Pair 5. Water reactive chemicals. Some chemicals react strongly with water. Sodium metal, potassium metal, for example, react with water to make hydrogen gas and heat. Concentrated sulfuric acid, as we said, releases a lot of heat when water is added to it. And that is why we always add acid to water. Pair 6. Peroxide formers. Some solvent, like isopropyl ether, tetrahydrofuran, can form organic peroxide slowly when exposed to air in light over months. Peroxides are oxidizers and can be explosive when concentrated or heated. That is why those bottles have a date opened and we test or dispose after some time and never let them dry out completely. You do not need to memorize all pairs, just remember the idea. Some combinations make heat or gas that you did not expect. Now, how do we check compatibility in real life? First rule, SDS Section 10, Stability and Reactivity. In Section 10, it says conditions to avoid incompatible materials. For example, for acetic acid, it may say incompatible with bases, oxidizers, metals. For acetone, it may say incompatible with oxidizers, acids, bases. Reading those two lines takes 30 seconds and can prevent an accident. Second tool, compatibility chart. Many labs and companies use a color-coded chart or table. On one side, you have groups: acids, bases, flammables, oxidizers, water reactives, compressed gases, toxics. In the middle, you have colors. Green means compatible, can be stored together. Yellow means caution, may be incompatible. Red means incompatible, stored separately. There are also more detailed charts, like the EPA or NOAA compatibility chart. that uses letters, but the idea is the same. Find group A, find group B, see where they cross. Third tool, storage groups. Instead of storing alphabetically, which is common but risky, we store by hazard group. All flammables in flammable cabinet. All acids in acid cabinet with inorganic acids and organic acids sometimes separated. All bases in base cabinet. All oxidizers in oxidizer cabinet, away from flammables. All water reactives in dry, cool place, away from water and aqueous solutions. A small habit. When you receive a new chemical, read its SDS Section 10, then decide which group it belongs to. Then put it in that group, not just where there's empty space. Now, habits for mixing and waste. Habit 1. Read label before pouring. What is it? What concentration? What group? Habit 2. Do small scale first if you're not sure. Habit 3. Add slowly, with stirring, and with cooling if needed. Slow gives heat time to go away. Habit 4. Use secondary containment. A tray under bottles. If 2 bottles leak, the tray keeps them from mixing on the shelf and flowing to other chemicals. Habit 5. Waste segregation. This is where many accidents happen. Never pour waste into a bottle just because it has empty space. Have separate waste bottles clearly labeled. Habit 6. If you're not 100% sure, ask or treat as incompatible. It is always safer to keep them separate and ask later. In SDS Section 7, Handling and Storage, in Section 13, Disposal, you will find more guidance. Compatibility is not about memorizing a huge table. It is about a mindset. Before 2 chemicals meet, pause and check. Let us review tonight. Tonight, Compatibility means whether two chemicals can stay together safely. Incompatibility means they react to make heat, gas, or fire. How to check? SDS Section 10, Incompatible Materials. Compatibility chart. Storage by hazard group, not alphabetically. Habits. Read label. Small scale first. Add slowly. Secondary containment. Separate waste. Thank you for staying with Chem Sleeping Lab.